Greetings from Eastern Europe, and before I start, I'd like to give you quick facts about Eastern Europe. There are no elephants and no giraffes, with the exception of Zeus, in Eastern Europe. A few more quick things. I think we should be called Eastern Europe and beyond, and I think if you'll see the map, you'll see why. We are a home of the largest country in the world by land, which is Russia, and it's so exciting to see that all 14 animations are now available in Russia, and those were Gen Ys who actually did it for our region. So let's give God glory. Then it's also a home to the largest country in Europe, which is Ukraine. It's just a little geography lesson here. It's a home to 277, if I'm not mistaken, million people. And it's a home to a vibrant body of Christ that God is using to do amazing things in the region and beyond. And I would like to give a microphone now to representatives of several generations of the body of Christ in our region. And I'll start with Viktor Kulbic, one of the pillars of the body of Christ in Eastern Europe.
Good morning, everybody. It's such a pleasure and blessing to be here. It's happened to me to represent the oldest generation of our region. And I feel like dinosaurs, but anyway, I really born, and most of us born in a country which not exist anymore. I born in a time when for church it was really, really difficult because churches did not grow so fast like it grow now. Children ministry never been done because it was forbidden. It was easy to be in a prison simply because KGB make in 1961 decree which not allowed parents bring children to the church. And I remember myself as a 4-year-old boy coming with my father to the church, and the guards stay in the gates and say, "Bring your child back home." And he said, "No, I will not do that. If you will not allow me to come to the church, church will not start it. If these 800 people who worship God will protest, and our voices will be hearing in the United Nations." So these guys don't know what to do with my dad. And they sent him a penalties. But I was glad when I'm grown up at the church, and group of young people take a risk and teach us as a small children Bibles. I accept Lord when I was 12, so I feel very much for 14ers. And I'm glad since that time, lots of my generation have been converted and really devoted to Jesus. Today, we in our countries are spread the vision how important is work with the children, teenagers, and youth. And time is really important for us.
Hello, my name is Lyudmila Bryn, and I'm from Ukraine. And it was after the collapse of Soviet Union that people from my generation came to know the Lord. After the Soviet Union collapsed, the doors were opened and hundreds of missionaries came into our country, and the churches began to grow rapidly. But there was, all the churches and evangelization was focused on adults only, not on children. And in spite of the fact that children were neglected, there were still a lot of things God was doing for children. And so nowadays, almost every third church has something done for children in their communities. A lot of things, hundreds of camps are happening every summer when there is no snow. And hundreds of children workers are trained, but the church stopped growing because the 414 generation was neglected. This movement was the answer to prayers of my generation, because we want the church to grow and we want somebody to pass our faith to. So there was a consultation in February, and 130 people came for this consultation in spite of the fact that they had to pay their own costs and nobody was supporting them. So this is a really movement that is growing.
Good morning, my name is Julia and I'm from Russia. And my generation is here today because they have preserved the faith and pass it on to us. And today, we as a generation, we have everything we need to be intentional about reading, about rooting and releasing this new generation. And window 414 came just in time, and this is there is hope and a future for children in Eastern Europe with God.
And this is Yeva. She's just very happy to be here, and we are very blessed to have her with us. Let's greet Yeva. She's very brave. She is our 414 generation. It's a blessing to be part of God's work, such a great God's moment around the world. And I would like, for those of you who are from Eastern Europe, can you please stand up for just a second? Those who are from Eastern Europe and closer countries to Central Asia, please, let's just greet them. Please pray for our region. Many of them are in the back right there. So Eastern Europe geographically is right there. So please pray for our region. Please pray for God to continue to move in a mighty way, both in the region and beyond. And we know that this is the last global event for next 4 or 5 years. So maybe Kyiv or Moscow or some other great place in our region can be the host of another global summit for 414 window. And since I still have a few more seconds, as a little advertisement, the difference between Kyiv and Bangkok, very simply put. In Bangkok, warm outside, cold inside. In Kyiv, cold outside, warm inside. God bless you.